Hello and welcome to another Raggy's review. So today I'm reviewing the Blackshale Bar and Kitchen. It's the new pub along with the White Line at Beeston. White Line's one side, Blackshale's the other. They've kind of separated it into two pubs, but basically it's one pub with two different bars. But what they're doing, it's the way they've done it, so we'll go with that. And obviously the Blackshale is a bit different to the other side. So the Blackshale is like a craft beer bar. You're walking off the road, massive garden out the back to sit in, brilliant garden to sit in. You walk into the pub, there are a lot of keg lines. Gotta be honest, there's a lot of keg lines. When we went, for some reason we were put on the chef's table. Now they've got a chef's table, and what they're doing, although it was not advertised on the website when I was looking, I only found out because one, the good fellow who's managing it told me, but also because I'd already spotted that Danielle had been from Nottingham Evening Post had been invited to the VIP night. Yeah. And basically they are matching beer with food. So for £55 a person, there'll be so many meals and matched with food. So like a fine dining experience matched with food. I didn't see that option, to be honest. And to be honest, with the wedding coming up, I wouldn't have been able to afford it anyway at that moment in time. So I went for the normal meal. Now the meal itself, the menu, it's more or less, it's been aimed at like the fine dining circuit. It's not aimed at your Wetherspoons. Let's put it that way. The food itself, my wife had the beef Bernet and other bits and bobs. I can't remember what was on the plate. I had the black garlic chicken. Gotta be honest, absolutely sublime. Both of them cut into the meat. It just peeled apart. It was beautiful. It was absolutely stunningly cooked. What I will say is though, because it's like a fine dining experience, make sure you order some sides, because unless you've been there before, or somebody's told you, you'll need sides to go with your food. You don't get like you ordered the beef and I ordered the chicken. You don't get a plate of chips with it, so to make the plate full, shall we say. So you'll have to order your sides. Pricing's pretty decent, £21, around about that anyway, for the mains. There's slight variations on that. There's a starter, there's puddings. Obviously it all depends what floats your boat. Yeah, so on the food side of things, and the service was excellent. The young ladies who were serving us, really responsive, asking how the food was. What you'd expect really when you go to a good pub or good restaurant even. Trying to think where to go next. I apologise. So yeah, food side brilliant, but like I say, just watch out with the sides. The Sunday dinner has been paired to a food as well, so they're doing, I think it's Hood, and a Sunday dinner that pairs to it, which I think is a great idea, to be honest. The decor, it's just been redone. It's all looking absolutely pristine in there, super clean. On the bar, so the bar, there's a lot of keg lines on the bar, lots of different lagers, ciders and all that sort of thing. If I remember rightly, on the day there was only 2 or 3 Blackshale beers on the bar, and I'm not sure if there's a cask as well that side. There might have even been a cask pump on that side. It was a few weeks ago. I've been married since and I forgot. But on the keg side of it, on the Blackshale side of things, I think there was only 2 or 3 at the time. And I was quite shocked really that there wasn't quite a bit more. And what I think also, to put themselves as out there as the craft beer place to go to, would be to have keg lines from probably some of the Britain's best craft beer breweries. I mean, obviously there's a couple of local ones, but obviously not the same as what the other pubs are doing around them. It's all about bringing punters in, isn't it? And we know the names of the breweries out there. I don't need to go into details of what breweries. But you know, if you're going to call yourself a craft beer bar, imperial stouts for certain, big ABV imperials, and that, and certainly more for me, more focus on the Blackshale, as well as the stuff that they have to sell, because it's a Star slash Heineken, Star pub, who they lease it off. So it's a Lincoln Green pub, but it's the premises are actually owned by Star. And I assume, not that I know, I assume so many lines they have to sell on behalf of Star slash Heineken or whoever it is. So yeah, like I say, dogs are allowed in the pub, but not in certain areas. There's a lot of tables in the pub, and my wife says to me, and I do agree with her, that maybe it just needed slightly partitioning differently. But it's only, obviously, you know, because obviously people are eating, and you certainly don't want any dogs near you when you're eating. We went in a restaurant the other day. There's a dog sat next to us, and I know dogs are a lot of places are dog friendly these days, but sometimes, yeah, it's an interesting, you know, thing to. Do you want a dog near you when you're eating? It's an interesting one. There's no right or wrong, I suppose, on that equation. The place itself was lovely and clean. I did remark to the landlord manager that he looked like Dom from Navigation Brewery. And if anybody knows Dom at Navigation and goes to Blackshale and meets the manager, he looks a spitting image like his brother. I had to do a double take, and I'm like, what's he doing here? Is he highlighting? Doing a bit of work on the side? And but yeah, so in all, cracking place. Again, a good addition to Beeston. For me, the Blackshale will bring a lot of people in, especially for the food element. You know, slightly upmarket, and then they'll stop and have craft beer or lager or whatever. It's interesting. It is interesting. It's going to be, both sides are going to be. There is parking in the car park. I thought they'd have got rid of the parking, to be honest. But yeah, there is parking in the car park. So for only about 10 spaces though, there is parking in and around Beeston. You don't have to pay for parking if you watch out where you park. There are places. Although most of the time when we go to the pub, we're not driving, so we're all good. Thank God. But yeah, it's somewhere that I'm definitely going to go back to. I'd be interested to see if the craft beers, if there's more Blackshale on the bar. Obviously now, as we're hopefully coming out of cost of living crisis, hopefully, and obviously Lincoln Green have got a new head brewer now, so that'll be interesting for me to see where the beers get pushed, and in what directions. Obviously the craft beer world is crazy with some of the beers out there, and I suppose it's what sells and that, but on keg it lasts an infinite amount of time on keg, as far as I know, compared to cask, which only lasts possibly a week. But yeah, well worth a visit to put it on your itinerary. And that's it for this review. See you later.